morning. Happy Saturday, cardboard fiends, maniacs. So I wanted to talk about again. We can't get enough of Sword and Shield right now. The singles are going crazy. I just watched. Well, I fell asleep to. I usually fall asleep to TV, and I put on Cool Trainer Ryan's video where he was chasing the Brilliant Stars Charizard last night. I do not know if he got it. I just kind of set it up, put it on, and I was just passed out, and so but I wanted to talk about like this kind of a fatigue, investor fatigue or collecting fatigue that happens. So like Chilling Reign, the booster boxes for Chilling Reign, these sold out on the Pokemon Center website quite a while ago. If I'm not mistaken, this was sometime last year. I started picking up boxes of this in, I would say, I think it was October, for about $135, and they weren't available on the Pokemon Center website, I believe, at that time. I think I was getting them for $135, even though they had been sold out for like a little bit, I guess. I'm not sure how long it was, but I was getting them for $135, and then I was paying $140. Then I stopped when I got to about $150, because I was thinking, that's kind of a lot still. But they kind of, they didn't really do anything until Fusion Strike sold out. They were sitting at like about $175 or something like that. And when Fusion Strike sold out, that one actually just shot up. It just kept going up. There was days where it'd go up $10 a day. And since about April 13th, it really hasn't done much movement. It got up to about 245 on TCG Player. I'm using TCG Player statistics only because on eBay there were sales up in the 250, 260, 270, and probably on TCG Player too. But it's like it's almost like we have like this ADD. Fusion Strike got to a certain point, and all of a sudden Astral Radiance sold out, and then everyone went over there. But I didn't buy any Astral Radiance. I love the set, but I don't believe in the Machampa's the big chase. It's not like the Lugia here. This was the big gainer yesterday. It went from like 190 to 210, still moving. I don't know, something about that card. Even though I thought that the Charizard here from Brilliant Stars was gonna be the one that was gonna start going crazy, and it's at $186. But the Lugia, I think Silver Tempest had a reprint more recently than Brilliant Stars by quite a bit. Silver Tempest is still available on the Pokemon Center website, but it's past, this box has gone above retail on TCG Player. It's at like $153. To me, retail is $158 because I pay $143 from the Pokemon Center plus tax. So it's a $158. So anytime I value a box that's still sitting on their website, it's like this. I say it's worth $158, and so TCG Player has it right almost there at that $158. I take into consideration my bottom line all the time. Anytime I use price charting, and I put all the booster boxes in there, and I keep a folder for booster boxes, and then singles, and that's for my son because he collects the singles. And so if you do the folders like that, when you click on a folder, you can kind of see how much you paid and how much you gained, the gains. But price charting could sometimes be behind a little bit, and they can also sometimes be, the prices for things could be a little bit higher for some reason. And so I like this Lost Origin box here on price charting. I think they got this listed, it's like a $247 or something like that, something ridiculous like that, when it's about a $218 box right now, $220, whatever it is. Lost Origin has caught up to Chilling Reign, and it has only been sold out for 2 weeks now. So it kind of speaks to the Giratina being that big chase card carrying that. But it's like, where is it gonna stop? Is Lost Origin gonna keep moving up like Fusion Strike did until something else sells out? So is Lost Origin, it's gonna probably hit. I think it's the number 2 set behind Evolving Skies myself because of that Giratina. It could be a stronger set. Like Astral Radiance, I think is my thought. So you take Silver Tempest, I think is going to be a more expensive set than Astral Radiance. I'm almost 100% sure just because of the Lugia. So say you took the Lugia out of Silver Tempest and stuck it in Astral Radiance, and took the Machamp and stuck that in Silver Tempest, Astral Radiance would be considered one of the top sets because of one big card, and then it has the Origin Form Palkia, Dialga. It's got that Beedrill that just shot up in price. It's got the Starmie, with the waifu swimming in the pool. Misty, I think it's Misty. Yeah. So that one right there, that card just now hit like $55 or something crazy like that. So that's the number 2 chase card. They keep flip flopping that one in the Origin Form Dialga. They keep flip flopping, but the Beedrill's like right on their heel. The Palkia kind of didn't fizzle out. It's just moving slower, but it's still, you know, that Palkia is a beautiful card. So like I said, if you were to switch the big chase cards from there, Astral Radiance might be given, you know, Lost Origin a run for its money with that Lugia in it. You know what I mean? So I didn't jump on the Astral Radiance thing. I would rather put my money in Silver Tempest, Chilling Reign, Lost Origin. At the time, I was buying the Lost Origin boxes because they were still on the Pokemon Center website when Astral Radiance sold out. Like I said, I've diversified right here. As you can see, I got different. I got some Brilliant Stars, Paldea Evolved at home, stuff like that. You know, I don't put all my eggs in one basket, but if a basket looks better, Lost Origin, I would rather put my money there if I believe in that more. So it's you know, you gotta weigh those things. I mean, if you're one of those people that think, yeah, maybe I need to have at least one of every box, that's cool, that's good. But would you rather have 8 boxes of Lost Origin and 2 of Astral Radiance, or would you have 9 boxes of Lost Origin and 1 Astral Radiance? You know, I'd rather have 20 boxes of Lost Origin and no Astral Radiance myself. That's just me. You know, so or Fusion Strike. I like Fusion Strike a lot. I like the cards. One of my favorite cards right here is this that Celebi, the little monster onion. I love it. I don't even. It's quickly become one of my more favorite guys. You know, the Pokemon cards there. And oh, there we go. This card right here just starting to climb now too. The box is slowing down. I mean, it went up to $245. Now it's down to $235. It's dropped $10, so it's back to about its April 13th price. So really, from April 13th to what are we at, the 11th now, almost a month, it hasn't really moved. And this is that fatigue I'm talking about. I mean, it went crazy, and then you know, some of these cards, the Lugia went from like 130, and it slowly started climbing. You know, same thing with the Brilliant Stars Charizard, started climbing, but this hasn't stopped yet. It's at 210. Again, we're gonna get that fatigue where people like they buy, and all of a sudden it just stops and it just sits there for a while. Right now, to me, buying that Lugia for 210 is not a good idea. Like I said, once that buyer fatigue sets in, once everyone's tired of you know, chasing after that card, then they move on to the next one, it's gonna chill out for a little bit. You know, right now everyone has this FOMO with it started with the booster boxes, it jumped into the cards, you know, with Sword and Shield stuff. And I mean, the biggest mover that I picked up for $72, the Umbreon V, which I think looks way better than the Moonbreon. The Moonbreon is a big chase. It's passed up even the Sun and Moon chase, the Latios, passed that up by quite a bit actually, by like almost $200 more of that than that card now. And that card was short printed compared, you know. So so I like that Umbreon V. I mean, it was Pokebeard was the first one that I heard say that he liked it. I mean, I'm not saying he was, but and then a couple weeks later, a month later, is when PokeRev said it. But that card was starting to move already. Like I said, I bought that card beginning of February for $72.99 with free shipping and everything off of. That was what it was. Landed, got the card for $73, and I got that for my son's collection because I said I like this card way better than the Moonbreon. I think it's undervalued, and I think in the future it's going to cost a little bit more. So I bought that for him, and you know, that was in February, beginning like the second. I think February 2nd is probably the purchase date. By March 2nd, the card was moving. All of a sudden, it just exploded, and it was I think it went up to like 80, $90 or something like that. That's about the time when Pokerev, I think his was March 21st when he did that video. And like I said, I already seen the movement going. I'm pretty sure that gave it a little bit of a pump. When Pokebeard had mentioned it back in maybe February as well, you know, it was already moving. So I'm not sure if that Pokerev video is the one that got that card to move. But now that you're looking though, every card is moving. He didn't do a video about this Brilliant Stars Charizard, which was sitting at 110 for the longest. I mean, basically almost all of the end of last year, it was just sitting at $110, 105, 108, fluctuating in that area. And now that the booster box sold out, it's up at $186. And I don't know if it's at its stopping point yet. This Mew VMAX, it actually had its climbs from like in the 50s to the $80 range, and then it kind of sat for a little bit while everyone was going after the booster boxes. You know, so during that time while it was sitting, you know, people were forgetting about that card, going after other stuff, and now it's back up to like 85, and I'm thinking it's going to see its little resurgence in you know, interest, and it's going to climb a little bit. But then again, you know, that fatigue, it just kind of sets in. And so this is the Lost Origin. When's that going to set in? You know, all these singles, when are they going to set in? And you know, like I said, people, they kind of get, I think they get tired, or they get the ADD and move on to something else. Like, you know, checking prices and doing all that stuff. It does get a little bit, you know, tiresome, you know, doing it every day, doing the same thing. But as an investor, that's kind of what you got to do. Like, with you got a 401k, always look at that. Don't wait quarterly. Look as much and often as you can. I used my 401k to buy a house during the downtime when the market crashed. I went and cashed out everything. I found every bit of money I could scrape together to put a down payment on a house. But so during the .com boom, this is kind of like similar. This is the Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield booster box boom right now. During that boom, it was like grab. Everyone was making money, and houses were getting ridiculous. Stocks were going crazy. .coms, people were creating a .com and just selling the name, creating a quick little website and making so much money and selling it to bigger companies. Were absorbing all these, you know. Then all of a sudden, people realized, you know, it was they were nothing. It was nothing, and then all crashed. The stock market, the housing market followed behind. But during all that time, I still was very vested in what my money was doing. I learned what, you know, putting your money in a portfolio, you know, of S&P 500 companies, putting your money in a NASDAQ portfolio, a tech-heavy, you know, portfolio. So this is like that diversifying. I was putting my money here and there, low risk, high risk, moderate risk, and you know, so low risk, booster box. High risk, moderate risk would be singles, I guess. Right now, it's all booming, but when things start to go down in price, the booster boxes kind of historically kind of showed that they're a little bit more of a low risk, like a Dow Jones portfolio, and you know, the cards singles kind of show more of a high risk, like a NASDAQ, or you know, one of the more unconventional stock markets. You know, a tech company out of Brazil or something can make you tons of money, but when they crash, you know. So this is, I'm trying to look at these, because investing in Pokemon booster boxes is fairly new to me. Trading cards is not. I've been doing this stuff since I was a kid. Pokemon cards, I've been buying my kids these since, you know, like 2004, 2005. My daughter's first, and then my son, he's into it. So, like I said, it's you gotta like look at the numbers daily. You don't just set it and forget it, like they say. That in terms is like grabbing stuff, setting it aside, but go and look at the numbers. Always go and look at the numbers. You know what I mean? You could miss a selling opportunity. You can miss a buying opportunity if you don't. You also move your, like I was moving my money around in my 401k. I didn't care, there's certain, if you're not wanting to invest in tobacco, gambling, any kind of stuff like that, there's portfolios that guarantee there's none of those in it. I like that kind of stuff because I think that stuff is a little more high risk, high reward kind of stuff. So in this investing, you're going on TCG Player, you're looking at recent sales on eBay, you're doing all that kind of stuff. Like I said, just like any other investment, I was going in looking at how my portfolio was doing. When the market started crashing, I started moving my money into S&P 500 type companies, Coca-Cola's, Johnson & Johnson's, Clorox, stuff like that, that I was still making. I wasn't making $200 a month on my 401k. I was making $20 a month, while other people who weren't being proactive were complaining about their 401k going down. It's like, move your stuff to low risk. Don't just let it sit there, because your money works for you, but you got to put in that effort. You got to tell your money how to work for you. And so, like I said, I seen, my 401k statements would come in, and I'd see, oh, I made $20 in the downtime. I made $50, $40. In the high times, I would get it, ooh, 125. Ooh, I'm up 125. Wow, I made money. But those times, it's a roller coaster. You got to play the market. Don't let the market play you. So this is the same kind of thing. Be proactive. Be in it. Put your get in the mud. Put your feet in there. Do the legwork. Don't let someone else tell you what's going on. You validate that with the data. Look at the data. Go see. A lot of the Pokemon investment videos, they go to TCG Player, they go to eBay, they look at that data. Man, one of my favorites is Pika Pika Papa. If you haven't watched his channel, watch his channel. His monthly reports are my favorite. The guy does so much data diving, and his graphs and his stuff. I mean, I could do that stuff and I could picture that in my head. He's got it out on the screen for you to see. It's amazing. I love his videos. I go by a lot of like his statistics, but they're also validated and backed up by the market, by TCG Player, by everything. So he's not just throwing stuff out there. So his stuff is really cool, and it got me to thinking of Pokemon investing like the stock market, and this stuff is historically outdone the stock market. It's outdone the housing market. Like literally, I bought my house for X amount of dollars on, it was 2009. I think I got the keys on October 1st, closed in September, but I got the keys October 1st, and my house was X amount of dollars. It's gone up quite a bit. I've got a lot of equity in my house, but if I would have taken those X amount of dollars and put them into the booster boxes that were out at the time, which was Platinum, Pokemon Platinum Arceus, I think I came out at that time. Those Platinum Arceus boxes are going for, I believe, about $8,000. And the amount that my house cost, if I would have bought that investment into those boxes right now would be worth maybe 2.5 times my house, is what I calculated. 2.5 times what my house is worth. And so my house is worth, it's up there. There's a lot of numbers. I don't like to throw out all those numbers out there, but I live in the Bay Area, California, in a very nice area where the houses are very expensive. And the booster boxes from Platinum outperformed my house. The booster boxes from Team Up, Cosmic Eclipse, outperformed the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 by quite a bit. I mean, I have some of the numbers written down from a few months ago, and if you invested $10,000 into the NASDAQ, which is the tech-heavy, more higher return, your $10,000 would be about $21,000 after 5 years. Not bad. Double plus 1,000, But if you were to buy Team Up booster boxes, that same $10,000 after 5 years was worth 201,000. 201,000, as in like blew the NASDAQ away. The Dow Jones, your $10,000 would have been like, I think it was like 15,000. You would have made 5,000. That's not bad. That's better than a CD account that's returning 4%, 4.5%, whatever it is. It's ridiculous. Like you go to the bank, go to the next time you go to the bank to put your check in to take some money out, look around at like the investment opportunities, and you'll see like the CD, and they'll have a big, it'll be in big bold writing how much you're getting back, a 1-year CD and a 6-month CD. It's nothing. Literally, you have to put millions of dollars in there just to feel like you got anything. But that same millions of dollars in Pokemon booster boxes, in purchasing a property and all that stuff, blows away all those silly investment opportunities that you have. The 1 month, 6 month, 1 year, 6 month. It's not even close. It's not even close. And then you got like the people that are always talking about Bitcoin. That ship has sailed. I don't even know what that is. It's like fake money, whatever it is. I have no clue. It's like the only reason that it's worth something is because someone put a monetary value on it, and other people are paying that monetary value. But when that crashes, because it's like sitting in the cloud. Your money is sitting in some kind of cloud, backed up by nothing. Backed up by what? What's it backed up by? I have no clue. This here, if you have the storage space, it's backed up by a tangible item that you can hold in your hand. You know, the 6-month CD is backed up by the bank. You know it's backed up. I have no idea what Bitcoin is backed up by. It's recognized now as an investment. You pay taxes, all that kind of stuff. It's recognized by that. But there were so many people that lost so much money because they didn't know what they were. You take the investment advice, you put your money there because someone's telling you it's going to grow, which is what it's supposed to do. But do you know what you're putting your money in? Do you know who you're giving your money to? You know, when you're hitting Merrill Lynch and all those places, yeah, you know you're going to a reputable place, people who know what they're talking about, putting your money in stocks and things like that. But even then, you got to be skeptical about every single thing you put your money in. Go in and do your homework. Go in and look. Daily look, you know. And you know, I get into these discussions, and yeah, there's a lot of things I like to talk about, but there's that booster box fatigue, the certain set like fatigue. It kicks in, but you're going to see the gains. Evolving Skies booster boxes were sitting at 430 for the longest time, for a good 6 months, maybe a little bit more. They did drop. I've seen sales even, it was probably around Christmas time is where the sales dipped down to like 400, 380. I did see stuff like that. But Christmas time is the Charizard season. That's like Charizard's playoff time. I got the Victor Wembanyama in the background. I love watching his stuff. I watch his highlights a lot. It's fun to watch. But Christmas time is Charizard's playoff time. Obsidian Flames booster boxes went up in price at that time. All Charizard cards sell a lot during that time. Base set Charizard, all that kind of stuff. It's what kids want. It's what people want under the Christmas tree during the holiday season. But the holiday season was over. That Evolving Skies fatigue went away. And the booster boxes in January, February started shooting up. So it shot up to what, like 715, 725. And then after a while, people got, I guess, tired of investing at that price, tired of looking at Evolving Skies, and Fusion Strike sells out. And so everyone jumped on that. And, you know, so Fusion Strike, Evolving Skies kind of rode the wave a little bit, but they both stopped. Chilling Reign kind of jumped on after Fusion Strike, had a little bit more gains, and it kind of stopped. Lost Origin is now caught up to Chilling Reign at about a $218, $220 box. Lost Origin climbs daily, but I think it's gonna see its peak. It's gonna stop. I'm thinking about the 245 range too, with Fusion Strike, and then we're gonna see that little dip and then maybe Silver Tempest will sell out, and then we're gonna see this one climb. We're gonna see it climb more than Astral Radiance, because Astral Radiance, it was sitting at what, 140, it sells out, it hits 175, and it's never really moved from there since. It kind of stopped. It's sitting stagnant for a while. The cards have not though. Astral Radiance cards have not. I mean, they're still moving. Like I said, the Celebi was in the low 20s, $22 or something like that. It's moved up to 40, I think it's at 43 right now, and it's kind of chilling for a little bit. But then all of a sudden, you know, after people with their ADD jumping back and forth and investing right now, it's crazy. You know, the Celebi will go up again. You know, so it just, I guess I'd be proactive with all this kind of stuff. Right now is probably a good time to buy a Fusion Strike. If you think $235 is a good price, maybe you can get it for even a little bit less. There could be people trying to off some of these boxes. Just recently, Chilling Reign had one of those situations where there was a handful of sales for $205 on TCG Player. There was a bunch of them. Like I think there was yesterday or the day before. No, day before yesterday, 2 days ago. And you know, it's a good buying opportunity at $205, because we do see that the market will, people will buy it at that 220 mark, 225 mark. We've seen that people got tired of that, and so someone had to off them at 205, but they'll get back to that 225, and then we'll see more gains like that. That's it's a good time to buy them when they hit their peak, and then they kind of flatline for a little while, and you'll probably find some of those people who need the money and will sell for a little bit less. So yeah, look at Chilling Reign, look at Fusion Strike. Lost Origin, it's climbing. It's definitely climbing. I still think it's a good buy at 220. But you know, once it starts hitting 240, 250, kind of slow down and let it do that flat line where it chills for a little bit. Let it do that for a minute and see if it won't dip a little bit before you buy more. Because you know, if it was up to me, I would have bought $10,000 worth of boxes. I don't have that money. But you know, 1,000 for like 6 boxes or whatever, right? Yeah, I could do that. I could do that and sit on that every once in a while, not all the time. But yeah, it's just like I said, watch the market. Pay attention to what's going on if you're investing. Pay attention to what's going on if you're collecting. Like, you want a Moonbryon in your collection? Don't go and buy it for 900 something bucks. Just it's right now, all that stuff is hot. It's gonna cool off, it's gonna chill. I don't think it's gonna be ever down to where it was before, but I could see it coming back down to 750. I could see something like that. I could see this Lugia hitting $300 because it's hot right now, but I could then see it coming back down to 250, 225, something like that. Same with the Brilliant Stars Charizard right there, it's at 180. If it continues to stay hot for another month and hit 225, I could see it come back down to 175. Just like I said, if you're a collector and you just want it, I guess the price doesn't really matter because you're not going to be selling. You just want it in your collection, but it's always best to get things for the best price, the best deal. So wait till those cool off. Like I said, this guy, like an example, the UV Max from Fusion Strike, it went up from 50 something to like 80, almost 90, and then it cooled back down. I got down to like 76 bucks the other day, 78, 76, something like that. That would have probably been the time to get it. Now it's back up to 85. Like I said, and it's just because it's still hot. But I could see, like I said, I could see these cards gaining 40% where they're at now, and then coming back down another 10 or 15. So that's like probably when you buy. I mean, you're not going to get it back down. It's not going to lose those gains all the way, but it's going to lose some of those gains. You know, it's just inevitable. You just look at the market. You can look back at the Sun and Moon graphs and see what all those cards from Team Up and Cosmic Eclipse have done. A lot of them gone up, gone down. Some of those ones from Team Up, like that Mimikyu, Gengar, I think those are kind of down a little bit from their highs right now. So Sun and Moon is kind of getting overlooked right now. Maybe you go back and get some of those cards. There's some awesome cards in the Sun and Moon. I'm thinking of going back and getting all the way into XY, the Mega Evolution cards. The Mega Evolutions are going to be coming back pretty soon, maybe next year in one of the sets. Can you imagine Mega Evolution alt arts and stuff like that? So when those come back, they're going to get hot. The old ones, it's going to remind people of them. They're going to go back and get those. So right now might be a good time to go grab some of those. I've been looking at like the Pidgeot and a few other ones, the Groudon, just checking them out. You can get some of these cards for 20, 30, 40 bucks. And I think when those other ones come out, if they're well received and Pokemon does that very well, I think we're gonna see the old ones gain. The old ones are gonna gain in value. So that's a thought to look at. Sun and Moon, XY, some of those old cards right now might be a good time to pick some of those up because people are forgetting about that stuff right now. People aren't forgetting about all the Scarlet and Violet. I mean, that Magikarp went crazy recently because it's still fresh on the brain, but they are, like I said, everyone's in Sword and Shield right now. Booster boxes, singles, everything's going nuts. It's on fire. So I'm gonna have to start looking back at some Sun and Moon stuff. I did grab team up stuff though. I don't know team up. Still got some of it here. Yeah, some team up right here. Got them for $45, and I think they're valued somewhere closer to $55. It's a good time to get some other stuff. Turn your head in different directions because everyone's looking at Sword and Shield. Maybe that's a good time to switch up and grab some Sun and Moon and some XY. All right, man. That's the end of my video. Happy Saturday. Have a good weekend, everybody. And yeah, let me know what you think about this investing, buyer fatigue, and all that stuff. What's going on in the market right now. All right, man. See you guys.